Emma Smith spent 101 days buried alive. Now her son wants to follow her into his own underground tomb. Bob Munden isn't just the fastest draw in the West. He's the fastest draw in the world. This is no painting. This is real. Real people trapped in a canvas.
By day, I am a chemical engineer, and by night, I am a piece of art.
Plus, this martial arts master claims he can stun a man into unconsciousness with just a death touch. Now, his claims are about to undergo the ultimate test. Unbelievable? Believe it. On Ripley's Believe It or Not.
There's some times, like, say, right now, where the Ripley's warehouse is it's a pretty spooky place to be. Everything from shrunken heads to two-headed lambs. And there are thousands of other weird things stashed here, each with their own strange story. And quite often, it's not just the Ripley's artifacts that are strange. Case in point. For Jeff Smith, digging his own grave doesn't seem all that crazy. After all, his mother, Emma, once wore the crown for being buried alive. Back in 1968, Emma Smith, a Mansfield, England housewife, made headlines around the world by spending 101 days buried alive in a box. Now, why would dear old mom do such a thing? Emma had always wanted an unbelievable title of some kind, and one day she decided that surviving in a coffin underground longer than anyone else was her way to do it.
When my mum actually got dug up, there was a lot of commotion around town, and everybody was coming up to her and congratulating her. Yeah, it was quite exciting at the time.
Emma's triumph held until 1981, when an American beat it by burying himself for an amazing 141 days.
Well, my mum died about 3 years ago, and I was contacted by the local press asking me about when she was buried, and they said, you know, wouldn't you have a go at getting the record back for your mum and the family? And I decided to go for it.
Maybe it's genetics, but in the name of family honor, this bartender and father of three set out to make history underground. He agreed to be buried 7 feet below the surface in a box not much bigger than a coffin. His goal? To stay 5 months and regain worldwide bragging rights. Jeff enlisted the help of Spike Hughes, owner of the pub where he works. Spike agreed to turn his beer garden into a temporary tomb.
I supported him because he's a very, very nice man. He's a lovely man. I think what he did took a lot of guts.
It also took a lot of preparation. He began by building his box. Only 2 feet wide, 2 feet high, and a little over 6 feet long. And Jeff made sure to include as many creature comforts as possible: stereo, electric lights, and even a small TV. To help stay healthy, he planned his own workout and practiced to make sure that he could do it in very small spaces.
I used to turn over and do a few press-ups. And then I'd get on my back and do half sit-ups, but I'd bang my head on the lid, so I had to be careful. Not much room at all.
Day 1 arrives, and local TV crews and townspeople are on hand. Jeff climbs into his oversized casket as his family watches with mixed emotions. 7 feet of dirt is shoveled on top of Jeff's home away from home, and the milestone-breaking attempt is underway. The kickoff party is a big success, but getting through that first cramped night is not easy.
The only time when I really wanted to get out, believe it or not, is on the first night. And I'd had people there all day long, and then suddenly they all disappeared when the pub closed, and I got very claustrophobic, and I wanted to get out the first night, but my family and friends came and spoke to me. Spike phoned them up and they came back, and after the first night everything was okay.
Jeff's only connection with the outside world is through this pipe. At 9 inches wide, it's big enough to send food and clothes in. His brother-in-law comes by twice a day for anything that needs to come back up.
I was responsible for the bottles coming up, and you can use your own imagination for that.
Jeff still eats 3 full meals a day, all prepared at the pub and sent down the pipe.
Cheers.
As far as hygiene is concerned, well, sponge baths will have to do. By day 25, Jeff is attracting more attention than he's bargained for. Boredom is offset by some unexpected surprises.
I had some strange things thrown down the tube to me, but I suppose the most bizarre was ladies' underwear, which came from several different people I'd never even met before.
The weeks slowly pass, and routine sets in. It is now day 130. Only 12 more days, and Jeff will reach his goal of being buried alive longer than any other human. And though Jeff is physically healthy, a serious problem has set in. He's beginning to experience severe loneliness, and he's not the only one.
Yeah, I did miss him a lot. That's why we were here at the time. It was weird not being able to hug him and talk to him through a pipe.
The hardest part about it is the isolation. It's although you can talk to people up the tube, you can't touch people, you've got no human contact, and you feel very much away from people, and it's hard at times.
Jeff has intended to stay underground for 21 weeks and 3 days. But after 21 weeks exactly, he's had enough. His legs are numb and virtually paralyzed from poor circulation, and he is ready to return from the grave. The dirt is dug up, and the title is returned to the Smith family, along with a very relieved Jeff. Of course, there is one person who can't be with him, but Jeff feels her presence.
If my mum could have seen me, I think she'd have been proud of me. And she'd have also been laughing at me because I'd followed in her footsteps.
After all that time laying down, those footsteps were nearly impossible to make at first. But Jeff quickly recovered from leg cramping and stiffness, the only side effect of his ordeal. And he'll never have to worry about the buried alive title going to someone outside his clan, because son Matt is determined to protect the family legacy.
If some bloke tried to steal my dad's record, and then I would get buried alive myself and try and get the record and keep it in our family.
I hope my son doesn't try and break the record if anybody takes it off me, but knowing what Matthew is like, he takes a bit after me, and I think he would do it. I've had all different sorts of reactions from people. Some said I was mad, some reckon it's great what I've done. Everybody's got their own opinions. I'll tell you one thing though, it does help being slightly mad.
They say art is where you find it, but in your kitchen cupboard? Well, for David Pay, it is. He goes against the grain every single day. A simple grain of rice, that is.
I believe this is the end of the rainbow, the dream. This would be, to me, would be like, I would say, the jackpot, the mother lode of rice.
This man will do almost anything to find rice that's just right. But he's not a farmer or even a chef specializing in Asian cuisine. David Pay is smiling because he's just found the perfect grain of rice to write on.
This all began when the guy that I saw on Ripley's Believe It or Not, who did things with miniatures.
He has trained himself to write on small ivory tablets, not much larger than a grain of rice.
It made me think, hey, you know, anybody can do this if putting enough time into it, and right from the get-go, I picked up on it.
David, a 30-year-old artist from San Antonio, Texas, is best known as the Rice Man. No wonder. He transforms raw rice into canvases, which are then turned into pieces of jewelry.
When they ask me, what do you do? I write on rice, and people look at me like I was joking or trying to be funny. And when I tell them I write on rice for a living, they want to know more.
Other artists may be able to write a name on a kernel, but David writes whole verses. Until now, his personal best has been 75 words on a single grain.
What I'm doing here right now is I'm attempting to write the entire Lord's Prayer on 1 grain of rice twice. And that's 56 words, each verse. I have to make sure each letter is a certain size, basically like a size of a piece of dirt or something, just 1 grain of salt or dirt.
Although he has the precision of a diamond cutter and the hands of a surgeon, David's greatest gift is his incredible eyesight.
Most people think that I use magnifying glass. Right off the bat, when I tell them, hey, I write on rice for a living, that's the first question that pops in their head. And I would just tell them, no, I use only my naked eye, no glasses. I don't position the rice on anything at all but my fingers. I just put it between my fingers. I feel when I do that, everything is, it's all one, it's all me. And I see that needle just going in there, and that needle's part of me, I feel. It's like a magic wand, you know. I cannot think of a grain of rice as a grain of rice. It somehow defeats my mentality of what I'm doing. So I gotta think of that grain of rice as a sheet of paper. I guess I can compare it to any marksman, people who aim for that bullseye. You wanna just breathe out, relax before you pull that trigger. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It equals right now to exactly 100 words. But the last 3 words I was able to squeeze in was, I love rice, especially now after this feat. I believe with the proper tools I can write a lot more than what I'm able to write today. Things that I can't even imagine being able to do today, I can imagine myself doing sometime in the future.
A crowd has gathered to witness an amazing feat at Ripley's. Strongman John Hartley can rip apart a phone book and drive a nail with his bare hands. But martial arts master Tom Cameron holds a secret that will bring this giant to his knees with a simple touch.
Okay?
He's the human stun gun. And coming up, he'll take on his greatest challenge yet.
It's real.
Yes! Plus, he can split a card and crinkle a coin.
What, you don't believe me?
But don't blink if you want to see this ultimate gunslinger's hottest shot. And can this dog actually sniff out microscopic cancer cells? Find out when Ripley's Believe It or Not returns.
George is my buddy now.
Countless westerns have romanticized quick-draw gunfighters as dusty gladiators stalking each other through empty streets. In reality, a lot of those gunfights were quick, dirty, and sneaky. More about luck than skill. But in Montana, there's a modern-day gunfighter who's creating a legend all his own, and he's fast. Every little boy dreams of one day becoming an honest-to-goodness cowboy hero.
Some of the very first pictures ever taken of me, I've got a gun on, or a gun in my hand, or a cowboy hat on, or something of that nature.
Out in the wide-open prairies of Montana, one little gunslinger really did grow up to become the fastest gun in the West, East, North, and South. This is the tale of quick draw Bob Munden.
I was raised with the cowboys. I was raised with the cowboy heroes, like Roy Rogers, Gene Autry.
Now Bob is riding tall in the saddle, just like his cowboy idols. Even his wife, Becky, shares his passion for pistols.
We spend all our time together, and we've been traveling for over 30 years. And this has been our entire life, with shooting and handguns, and Bob works on guns, of course, a lot.
After years of winning the toughest fast draw competitions, Bob and Becky travel the globe, amazing crowds with their feats of gun trickery. Tonight, with standard handguns, Quick Draw Bob will perform maneuvers that will baffle your eyes.
Okay, I've got 2 shots in this gun. I'm gonna draw the gun once, fire it twice as fast as I can, and while I'm at it, take both targets with me. Hey, you better listen quite closely. What do you think? Now, you thought that was a trick, didn't you? You thought that was one shot getting both targets? Oh, no, no, no. That was 2 shots fired separately, one for each target. What, you don't believe me? Well, believe it or not, watch this, slow motion.
Even in slow motion, it's hard to see Bob's lightning-fast, double-fire shot. But it's not just speed that separates Bob from the rest of the pack. Bob says that it's his ideal physique. His perfect arm-length to waist-height ratio enables him to shoot 40 times faster than an average person. Although no one is shooting at Bob, he still wears protective gear. With gunfire so close to his body, his shirts are reinforced to shield him from powder burn.
You know, it'd be difficult enough to shoot this playing card this way, or this way. But how about this way? We're gonna set it up on the bullet board, we'll back off here, and we'll try to split a playing card with a .45 caliber single-action revolver.
With the card flipping in the wind, Bob takes dead aim.
Okay. There's a split playing card.
If that wasn't tough enough for you,
let's put another playing card up there. This time we'll set it up this way. Far more difficult. In fact, I'm the only exhibition shooter in history to try it.
Hitting the card horizontally is nearly impossible because gravity is pulling it down, not side to side.
There it is, on the horizontal.
The bigger the challenge, the more excited Bob gets.
Well, how about driving a nail with a bullet? Here's our target, nail head. We gotta hit it dead center to get the nail punched through. There's your nail, punched right through the board, dead center. Take a while to build a house that way, though, wouldn't it?
After nailing that trick, Bob shoots something you probably saw in an old Western movie.
Want to make it more difficult? We can. But you believe $50. Coins in the air with a .45 caliber 6 gun using bullets. No, 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 not buckshot. Bullets. $50 with 45 bullets in the air. Look at that. It looks like I missed it, doesn't it? Oh, it depends on how you look at it. There you go.
You may think that was no small change, but for his final feat, this old gunslinger is going to attempt something never achieved before. A shot that's beyond even his wildest dreams.
Well, here we are, trying to do the impossible.
Shooting a 2-inch snub-nose Smith & Wesson .38, quick-draw Bob Munden will try to shoot a balloon from 200 yards away.
And there's my target, straight away, 200 yards. Well, there it is, believe it or not. A 200-yard shot with a snub-nose .38 revolver.
A shot that only one man in the world can make. Quick draw, Bob Munden.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. Long before Tiny Klein took flight as Disney's first Tinkerbell, her career was hanging by a thread. In 1934, thousands of New Yorkers gathered to watch the famed Ringling Brothers aerialist attempt an incredibly daring feat to take the first planeless flight over Times Square. By the skin of her teeth, Tiny soars hundreds of feet above the New York City street. The crowd goes wild.
At last I found a safe way to cross Times Square.
Who says you need to look both ways before you cross the street?
If you ever needed to know why dogs are called man's best friend, look no further. It's one thing to fetch slippers in the morning paper, but to sniff out a microscopic killer and save your life in the process? Well, that's a pet trick that's anything but stupid.
They can be trained to do almost anything.
There's a body there.
Find earthquake victims trapped beneath tons of rubble. sniff out explosives hidden in cars or airplanes, and chase down felons who can run, but definitely can't hide. Now dogs are doing something even your doctor can't do. Sniff out cancer, long before it becomes a threat. This is George, a schnauzer that could just save your life. Ripley's accompanied George as his trainer, Dwayne Pickle, set out to prove dogs can learn to detect the scent of melanoma and other types of cancer. First, Dwayne places a test tube with cancerous cells in it alongside a group of identical but empty test tubes. Now, take a look as our cameras record George's run-through in real time. George leaps into action, sniffing every tube, pausing just long enough to process the scent through his brain. George doesn't even falter. He's done it. Next, we up the ante by wrapping the melanoma under a bandage, then placing it on a human, with 12 other neutral bandages added to the mix to throw George off.
And now this one is the one that you notice that we put the melanoma in. So we're going to take this one and put this on her shoulder, right up top.
George has had over 8,000 hours of training, but it all comes down to this one moment of truth. George sits down, looks up at Dwayne, then paws at the bandage with the melanoma. In repeated tests, he correctly picked the same bandage each time.
The name of the game is the same, and the only difference is what you're looking for.
How can a dog be trained to sniff out an invisible disease? It all started when a dermatologist with a novel idea contacted Dwayne.
This is Dwayne. Do you think you could train a dog to find cancer? So I can train a dog to find anything that's different than its surrounding environment. If cancer is indeed smells different than the skin surrounding it, I can train a dog to find it.
But if you think that's amazing, wait until you hear Ed Messer's story. This officer with the Tallahassee Police Department says George saved his life.
My story started back in November of '94. And I went to the doctor with a strange freckle on my back. I thought needed examining.
His doctor couldn't find any sign of melanoma, but told Ed about Dwayne and his cancer-sniffing dogs. Initially, Ed thought the whole idea was ridiculous.
And of course, at first I talked it over with my wife, and she said, "That bunch of whacks. We don't want to be dealing with that." So I said, "Well, no, I don't think so." And then knowing Dwayne from when he worked with the police department, and I did it as a favor to him.
But sure enough, George circled Ed's body, and bingo, the dog stopped and placed his paw on Ed's neck, a positive sign for melanoma. In Ed's case, it was good news.
Well, the doctor, he took me right on the next day and had him to take a bigger lesion out. And when they did, and they found that it was a malignant melanoma cancer.
George has correctly detected cancer 450 times out of 451 attempts. With a track record like that, doctors may soon be going to the pound for their diagnostic tools. But in the meantime, researchers are investing millions in computer equipment they hope will do tomorrow what George can do today.
And George is my buddy now. You might say he's my little guardian angel.
Coming up, they are the last dinosaurs.
It's as close to Jurassic Park as you're going to get.
Deadly lizards whose blood just might prevent a global holocaust. Also, this breathtaking masterpiece is actually a living, breathing work of art. And can these martial artists survive the death touch? Find out later on Ripley's. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
One of the major reasons that people are so up in arms about the destruction of the rainforests is this. What if somewhere in those jungles there's an undiscovered natural cure for some sort of deadly natural disease? wipe out the forest, and bang, there goes the cure before it can be found. Well, that same formula may apply to this next story, except that the diseases in question are very unnatural. Biological warfare is one of the greatest threats facing mankind. It's a constant menace that could kill us all. And our only hope for survival may be one of the oldest animals on Earth. The last direct living link to the age of the dinosaurs. They are called Komodo dragons, and there are only 3,000 left in the world.
They inhabit several small islands in Indonesia. They have lived there, according to the paleontologists, between 25,000 and 25 million years without being disturbed by Western civilization.
Now researchers like Terry Fredeking are moving in as well, not to hunt them down, but to find out why the deadliest thing about these lizards isn't their tremendous jaws, it's their saliva.
Predominantly, they're ambush animals. They lay in the brush, the cover, and the shadows, and they wait for something to come down the trail patiently. And then attack it. They use bacteria as a venom, the way a snake or cobra uses venom. If they inflict a wound into an animal like a deer or wild boar, if they don't kill it outright, and they can, then the saliva contains a number of bacteria that are lethal that will kill the animal within 72 hours.
It's this bacteria that most interests Terry Fredeking. Although the highly toxic substance can kill other species, Komodo dragons themselves are completely immune to each other's poisonous saliva. Could this immunity be turned into a defense against biological warfare? As the Indiana Jones of expeditionary biology, Fredeking travels to the darkest corners of the earth in search of the ultimate natural antidote. He's bravely taken blood and saliva samples from killer snakes, vampire bats, even vicious Tasmanian devils. But he says the most thrilling adventure of all is tracking down the Komodo dragon.
The island of Komodo itself is like a mysterious place. It's got peaks and mountains, and sometimes when it rains and it's got clouds over the top of it, it looks very prehistoric. I expect to see pterodactyls come out of the top of the mountains and pluck the men off the boats.
Trying to take a blood sample from these endangered creatures without hurting them is no easy task. They use poles and ropes to capture the creatures, which are incredibly strong and fast.
We have clocked them at speeds of greater than 20 miles an hour. They can run in short distances and burst as quick as a German Shepherd.
What you got?
Oh, am I glad you're in there and I'm out here. The only thing that another dragon has a fear of is a bigger dragon, because they're the top of the food chain.
Once a dragon is captured, it still has one more line of defense to protect itself from the probing researchers.
Well, the skin of a dragon is covered with, it's almost armor, the skin is. And it's not scales like a fish, but more pointed ridges like thousands of little mountains.
The skin is covered with the same deadly bacteria found in the saliva. When one of Fredeking's crew touched the dragon's hide, he became gravely ill within a few hours.
With our experience and knowledge and being able to have these types of antibiotics at our disposal, we were able to divert probably a very dangerous situation.
Back in his research lab in Texas, Fredeking is also analyzing the blood of the Komodo dragon to find out more about its immune system. He has no doubt his research will one day pay off.
It's dynamic, it's scientific, it's beneficial to our species as a human. It's a high adventure, it's more exciting than a cavalry charge at times, and it is the most exciting job in the world.
Stand still. Real still. Don't move a muscle. Now hold this exact pose for 5 minutes. It's not easy. Imagine doing that while dressed up in an elaborate costume, trying to duplicate a famous painting. Well, for many people, this is a real form of art.
These are incredible works of art. Or is it actually incredible living art? As hard as it may be to believe, each one of these reproduced masterpieces is composed of real people imitating art. Picasso, Dali, Rockwell, extraordinary works of art so realistic, you have to take a second look. Over 100,000 people have paid to see this rare and unique collection of masterpieces. If you look very closely, you might be able to see how they've managed to breathe life into this portrait called Family Feast. Now, look again, and this time watch the center of your screen. The right arm of the woman holding the basket moves ever so slightly. In fact, if you wait long enough, everyone in the picture will move.
Okay, that should be enough. Stop, stop.
It's called The Pageant of the Masters, a performance art showcase that requires some 500 volunteers.
You guys ready to take your pose?
In this all-human exhibit, the canvases are made of flesh.
Recreating Doris Lee's recollection of the last-minute preparations for a family feast, next week...
Stagehands help position the models in their final pose. The little girl at the bottom right of the screen loses her concentration and has to be repositioned at the last second. She holds still, and the crowd loves it. Now keep in mind, these are not professional minds, just ordinary people like Stacy Lynn Dillow.
By day, I'm a chemical engineer. By night, I am a piece of art.
Stacy actually poses in two portraits. First, as a pinup girl from the 40s.
It's quite an extended process here that we go through every single night. All for 90 seconds out there on the stage. It's a matter of kind of controlling your breathing, holding your smile, trying not to blink, and just having fun up there.
After a quick shower and a new paint job, Stacy's ready for her next role, the highlight of the show, Seabirds.
Father, at first, when I told him that I was doing Seabirds, he said, "Now, what exactly will you be wearing for Seabirds?" And I told him, "Nothing, Dad."
That's right. All Stacy wears for this performance is a thin coat of paint.
Once he saw the piece and how graceful and beautiful it really is, he really didn't have a problem with it. And same thing with my husband. He's very supportive of what I do and has seen the show about 5 times, so he's a big fan.
You've seen the show, so now let's see if you can tell the photograph from the live performance. Is it the one on the left or the one on the right? Give up? It's the one on the right. Say cheese.
Next, karate expert Tom Cameron comes to Ripley's for the greatest challenge of his career. With mere taps to the neck and body, he'll demonstrate the ancient martial art known as the death touch.
The techniques were designed to kill.
After rendering 4 men unconscious, he'll try to revive them before it's too late.
I want your paramedics to understand, these guys are not going to be able to help themselves in any way, shape, or form.
The man they call the human stun gun, when Ripley's Believe It or Not returns. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Remember in Star Trek, the Vulcan death grip? When Mr. Spock would pinch a nerve and then wham, the bad guy would drop like a brick? Well, we're about to watch a man use his own death touch to knock out 4 men. This I gotta see. These 4 men share a dubious honor. They're about to be knocked unconscious by karate expert Tom Cameron.
Guiding Nikki to the ground.
It's so dangerous, 10 paramedics are on hand, along with enough medical equipment to revive a small army. But if something goes really wrong, the paramedics may be of little use.
The stuff I'm doing doesn't exist in Western medicine.
Their lives will be in the hands of one man. He doesn't live in the solitude of a Shaolin temple or walk the earth like Kane in Kung Fu. He's just a simple family man living in a suburb of Chicago. Meet Tom Cameron, a divorced father of two who's been studying and teaching the martial arts for nearly 30 years.
I teach adults as well as children. We teach them how to use the pressure points to get away from a potential attacker.
And? Good boy. Pads!
For the past 12 years, Tom has been studying an ancient and controversial technique. It's called dim mak, commonly referred to as the death touch.
Dim mak is the Chinese word for a system of techniques that I do. It's a system of movements that teaches people how to interrupt the flow of energy in a person's body so that you bring about all kinds of problematic effects where you can cause dizziness, you can shut down organs, or you can strike them fatally. In order to resuscitate, we strike on an energy point back here, right by the shoulder blade. That resets the electrical node of the heart to bring him back to a normal sinus rhythm. That's really what all of the pressure points are on the body.
The death touch is so controversial, most schools won't even teach it. But Tom has adapted certain non-lethal aspects of the technique for his self-defense classes. Tom doesn't teach kids how to knock people unconscious. That aspect of the death touch is extremely dangerous and takes many years to master.
Every technique was designed to kill. The original intent was for warfare, to get rid of your opponent as fast as possible.
Let's walk through this.
At Ripley's, Tom prepares to put his studies of ancient martial arts to the test.
Tap. He's going to rotate.
He'll use the death touch to render 4 men unconscious and then revive them.
It's block, kick, hit.
As Tom and his students warm up, paramedics prepare for the worst.
I want your paramedics to understand, these guys are going to be completely unconscious. They're not going to be able to help themselves in any way, shape, or form. They're going to
The most crucial step will be reviving the men.
My daughter's going to resuscitate the first man, then he's going to come back and get the second one while I'm getting the third and fourth one.
Despite Tom's confidence, Dr. Deborah Bordeaux, who's agreed to supervise this event, has grown extremely wary.
I think that's pretty scary.
Relax.
You have to wonder if there's not some long-term damage. I mean, anytime you're interrupting the blood flow or the nerve conduction, you're doing some damage. You have to be.
To help reassure Dr. Bordeaux, Tom offers to demonstrate the technique on one of his students.
You'll be fine. I'll get you back.
Electrodes are taped to his skin. An EKG will monitor his heart during the demonstration.
Whenever you're ready. Okay, the heart rhythm went real high, and then it started going arrhythmic. Is he back to a normal sinus rhythm now? What was it at the peak? 130. Okay.
The results of the EKG cannot be denied.
But, his heart's definitely having some irregular activity, and it went on for several minutes. It was speeding up. It was going from a normal rate of about 75 up to a really fast rate of about 125 to 135, and it was going back and forth between the two. That is a serious situation. Stopping someone's heart or altering the rhythm or the rates, making it go faster or slower is very serious, not something you would want to play around with.
When we return, 4 men will feel the touch of death on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Welcome back. Now it's time to watch Tom Cameron, the man with the lethal touch, do his thing. 5 ambulances, 10 paramedics, and 4 volunteers, all standing by as Tom Cameron prepares for the challenge. The lives of these men hang in the balance.
Whenever you're ready.
An earlier demonstration knocked this teen out for nearly a minute, causing his heart to beat erratically for nearly 10 minutes. Paramedics are worried.
This is something that could be very dangerous. There are nerves and veins and arteries that could be seriously damaged if you hit someone too hard or don't know what you're doing.
Tom is determined, and he decides to continue.
Are we ready? Okay.
4 men are now unconscious. As EMTs watch anxiously, Tom and his daughter start to revive them. Time is now critical. Every second of unconsciousness increases the risk of serious injury.
Okay.
He's done it. Tom Cameron has used the death touch to knock 4 men unconscious and bring them back.
Seeing people get knocked out is not something I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing people trying to do the opposite. So it was definitely a different experience.
No one really knows the long-term effects of this technique. It should only be attempted under strict medical supervision. Only on Ripley's Believe It or Not. We'll be right back. Here at the Ripley's warehouse, there are thousands of different artifacts, but this one is a particularly nasty piece of work. This is a chastity belt, an iron contraption specially designed to protect a wife's virtue while her husband was out slaughtering infidels during the Crusades. Nice. Now you think this is bad? Back in the 1600s, when the feminist movement was at an all-time historical low, these devices were modified with extensions and retrofitted as a torture device. It's hard to believe, but believe it. Having trouble finding the hole.
That was the scariest thing I've ever done.
Only those with the guts.
All right, let's do this.
Win the glory. Fear Factor. Back-to-back episodes. Tonight starting at 7. Only on Chiller. Scary Good.
Scare Tactics. Back-to-back episodes. Tomorrow starting at 7. Only on Chiller. Scary Good.